What's going on? Dandy Crew, it's DandyDrew here. First and foremost, I want to say thank you so much to you. Coming here, sharing your love, sharing your support. This has been an incredible end of the year 2023. We have grown this channel to almost 10,000 subs. The community is getting better every day. It's growing, and you're a big part of that. So I'm very excited. I want to wish everyone, wherever you're at in the world, an incredible Happy New Year's and really make 2024 a great time for you. Focus on your goals, be around the people you love, and you know what? Keep, spreading that positivity. As far as Catan is concerned today, I wanted to give you a little special gift to finish off the year, which is I used to compete a lot in the Discords, and there was a league, still exists if you want to play it, called the Championship League. I was very much one of the top players and very active there, and the game you're going to see today is a Division 1 Championship League final. Now, it's not going to have any of the table talk or any of the VC aspects because two particular gentlemen will be doing the commentary. We both have, I'm moving over. We have David George and ABH. You might be familiar with both of these. ABH has been on Dylan's channel. David George, a pretty common staple in the Discord community. You are going to get a lot of fun out of this, a lot of insights from two great players, an incredible and really exciting game. I don't want to ruin anything quite yet, but either way, I think you're going to have a lot of fun with it. Enjoy it. So enjoy that game. Again, thank you so much. Just remember, you're amazing. We're going to really crush it as we move into 2024. I've only got love in my heart for you, and stay awesome. Enjoy the game. Andy is out. Peace.
So interesting ore board. Only 6s and 5. Wheat. Ooh, all the brick in one place.
I'm not seeing. There's actually. I would say this board's actually.
It's quite balanced.
Balanced.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, like as far as boards go.
Yeah, the ore and the brick being separate is interesting, for the most part.
Yeah. I think the only thing that's I wouldn't call it unbalanced, but the other thing that's a bit lopsided is the fact the bricks clustered. But like you've got separated and balanced amounts of wood. You've got a relatively balanced amount of ore and wheat. You got balanced amount of sheep. Like sheep's probably a bit low in production, but that's the one resource that can be low in production for a game to still be functional.
Yeah, Dandy's placed 8-5-10 here, so there is no strongest wheat spot. However, there is no ore wheat spot together apart from the 8-5-10.
Yeah, I can't say that surprises me with a 3-1 port there and an ore port on a heavy ore board. Yeah. I can't say I'm at all surprised by that pick.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because you definitely don't need to take the ore here as such. You can pretty much guarantee taking a 6 ore on the way back, but this opens up the opportunity to go maybe for a sheep spot. I'm not sure exactly what he's looking for. If the brick's going to be open, then maybe a 6-5-11, 6-5-12.
Yeah. I mean, well, see, I think I agree with his pick because it's the most flexible. And in first position, the most important thing really is getting the most flexible pick so that you don't get screwed with your last pick.
Sure.
But I actually think this board is better for third or fourth because I actually really like the 5-9-10. Like, I think whoever gets the 5-9-10 and then combines that with another good setup, which they should be able to do, I think they're going to be in a really good position.
You got all the brick. You got road building.
Yeah. Road building, and they should be able to get good ore and good wheat and sheep as well. They should be able to get a really well balanced setup. So I'm really going to favor, assuming they don't absolutely screw up their second settlement, I'm really going to probably favor whoever ends up with the 5-9-10. So I just think that's such a strong spot on this.
Yeah, board. I was also thinking this, Mo. 8-4-10, 5-9-10 with the brick port is really beautiful, and the wood port.
8-4-10 was that one? Oh,
but
yes.
At the top, that's just such a lovely site.
Yeah.
You just lock down both ports, so nice.
Yeah, I don't think Red's going to get that. Yeah.
Okay. No, they shouldn't. They definitely shouldn't.
I mean, if they did something seriously wrong.
So I'm curious, so the wheat again. It's easy to take the 8-4-10 because you don't need to worry about having the weaker wheat or basically all the wheat spots are the same. So that in itself makes it interesting. Because you can kind of choose around the wheat. You're going, okay, well, I would rather have the sheep or the ore or the wood here, or whatever. I don't like the bottom 8-3-4, for example, that much.
Oh, yeah, I feel sorry for whoever ends up with that one, if anyone takes it.
The sheep port's not even really playable here.
Yeah, no, not really. Even if you got like the 834, and I guess maybe if you got the 693 as well, but even then, you probably, unless threes just pop off, you're not going to end up with a crazy amount of
It
sheep.
seems not that fun.
Yeah, but yeah, I think the 8410 too was just a good pick. Honestly, that's probably the only other pick I think first could have taken. So I think if there was another pick Drew was going to consider, I think the 8410. Unfortunately, although I like the 5910, I don't think Drew could take it because
What do you anticipate here for third? Just looking around, maybe 5, 6, 11.
If I was third, I'd take the 5910 every day.
Okay.
I did not take
Oh.
that spot. That makes no sense to me.
Oh. Oh, but why?
I don't know. I can't explain that. I cannot explain that. That makes
Maybe
no
this
sense.
is maybe this is like a 692 gambit. Start with the road, and I don't know.
I don't know. I how's the fight? No, I
Maybe
don't,
6,
I
5,
don't
11. But this is what they're going for. I really don't know. I think that you definitely anticipate starting with brick here, no matter what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I just because like the reason why I love the 5910 for third here is anywhere else on the board is good.
It's so
Like,
versatile.
Yeah, like there's just so many options.
Yeah.
So and now fourth position, like Sushin knows what they're doing. They're not a pushover. Like they're going to get a really good setup here, like a really good setup.
So 5, 9, 10 is happening for sure. I'm curious if they take it second or first though. And the 6, 3, 9 is open. You could go wheatless here, yeah.
Most players tend to favor the free road at the start, which I actually think is sometimes an oversight. I actually think the free road at the start is definitely useful. And I'm not saying don't do it ever, but I think it's overrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's situational, right? Really, you don't always need it.
Yeah, definitely.
I think in situation like what Black is going for here, if they're racing for the 3-1, I don't know what their plan is really, but it's going to be an interesting one if they do try to race.
Yeah, and I mean, and they're also going to be racing Drew.
Yeah.
Drew's got good hustle, like, so he's got his work cut out for him. But Drew might also try to cut a deal with him for the port, so then they might just negotiate for that port and just make a deal.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the potential for Drew to get any brick on this board, and I'm seeing if 9, 5, 10, let's say 6, 5, 6, 9, 3, 5, 6, 11. Next picks could be a little bit tough for him to get anything here. Maybe he has to go 2, 9, 10. I don't know. 2, 9, 10 point left is not bad, by the way, I think.
I mean, I think 2, 9 point left is good. Even 6, 9, 2 for him. Unfortunately,
but I'm assuming 6, 3, 9. That's why.
I think Red's gonna take that if it gets left open. So I think Sushin takes 5, 9, 10. I agree with that play. I mean, there's so many options he could have done. Like there was 20 different settlement spots he could have taken that would have been good. So that's one of them.
Yeah. Probably secures a 6, 3
assuming he pairs that with the 5, 9, 10. Yeah, he secures a 6. No one's going to compete him for that. There's so much other ore on the board. Like no one's going to take.
It would be funny to go 6, 3 to 8, 3, but that's awful for Black. You never take that as Black.
Yeah, or someone try to go like 6, 9, 2, like roll an 8, and then
yeah. Well, someone maybe Drew. I don't know.
Yeah, so assuming Blue takes, I don't know what the delay is here, but assuming Blue takes the 5, 9, 10, I think Black's probably going to end up, like you said, at the 6, 5, 11, and then, I don't think Drew does get brick here. But we'll see.
I think you have. Oh no, Drew definitely. Wait, no, sorry. Black. I'm thinking Black could also go for 6, 9, 2 over 6, 5, 11 potentially if they see the play onto the 6, 3. I don't know. You always do prefer the better brick here, but it's interesting.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I won't try and predict what Black did because if I tried to predict their first settlement, I would have been wrong.
Okay, but you do now. We have the information now that 8, 3, 4. It's got to go with something. Something's got to be taken to work with that.
I mean, I think the 6, 5, 11 is like undisputably probably the best option, assuming it's left open. And it locks up the brick, which is a good thing to do.
It's really one of the best outs on the board for almost every player here.
Yeah, exactly. So, I'm very curious to know what is going on, or like what Sushin's thinking. I might actually see if I could drop into the and see if there's anything spicy going on in the VC.
So interesting. Okay, that's a different point right. Yo, Koza was good.
Yeah. You know, I'm an idiot. I forgot that I have to leave this call to go to
Yeah,
that call.
exactly.
There was nothing spicy going on the VC for the record.
Okay. 6, 5, 11, 5, 9, 10. Okay, business as usual here. Points down, that makes sense. 6, 3 should be open. And Dandy. No, MD even. MD sheepless, MD orless. Would you prefer a 2, 9, 10 over a 6, 9, 2 here?
That's actually hard because with Drew getting locked out of brick, right? I see a world where he takes the 6-2.
Yeah, could happen.
especially
Well,
with the
6,
awport
3 is
there.
also interesting.
Yeah, especially with the awport there. So I think a lot of the time I would be definitely tempted to be like, yes, 10-9-2 to the 6-2, 3-1 port. Like that's great. But I would be a little bit worried Drew is going to take it. So, I mean, it might be worth just to be safe, take the 6-9 because like the extra weight's good, but at the end of the day, he could still go to the 9, 10, 11 and build there and settle there. So, you know, I could go either way. It depends on whether or not you think Drew's going to take the 6, 11, 12 because I think that's his other best option, assuming no brick is the 6, 11, 12. So
yeah, I don't hate the 6-3 start either. Just to have the initial sheep and you can lock off that port. 6. Yeah, you can lock off that 6, 12, 11, and then you just. Oh, sorry, that one as well. Sorry, I didn't even realize that it's exactly the same as the other. I was only looking at the one on the next to the desert. But yeah, 6-3 to 8-3 is also quite fun. I was thinking 6-3 to 6, 12, 11 with the all port could also be quite spicy.
Oh yeah, actually, that's funny. I didn't see that 6-3. You didn't see the other 6-3.
Yeah.
We're both talking about 2 different 6-3s. That's
yes.
Great. Yeah, either of those setups could work. Well, now that I've seen the second 6-3, honestly, I do like the 10-9-2 more now because I think it's more likely he'll take one of the 6-3s than it is that he'll take.
We've both found an alternative 6-3, both of which are playable.
Yeah.
6-9-2 though.
So he plays it safe.
No risk. Does he point right?
I can't get it. I would point right because I just want to race black. I wouldn't want to give black the free spot. Like I just wouldn't want to let them have it. Like I wouldn't even care if I lose it. I just not going to let them have it for free. Like if that makes sense.
Yeah, you've got the wood port and the brick port locked off at the top anyway, pretty much. Yeah. So I don't think
no one's going to steal that 3-1 port. Like that 3-1 port's safe. So I would make a dash for it because I think sometimes people get a little bit too intimidated with going for races because like I don't want to get robbed or I don't want to waste roads. But then when you do that, you just let people get easy, good settlements. And that's not good either. So, you know, in situations like that, I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to point right and I'm going to race black to it.
He does not.
Maybe extort them.
He does not. He goes for the safe 3-1 on the 2. Interesting. Your whole SHC was good. Kozo, I have not had my morning coffee, but I'm happy to hear that you're okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Ooh.
Wow. Okay, I guess he made the right move.
Ooh. He doesn't even go 10-11-3. He doesn't even go 10-11-3.
Wow, I love how we discussed where you'd go. Neither one of us chose that spot.
That's very curious to me. I think now you don't really have a choice in this game but to hit the 3-1.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. Drew, side by side is Drew's specialty. So I'm not going to go and
this a side by side
for doing this? Yeah, I'd classify it as a side by side. I think Drew would too. So I'm not going to knock it because, you know, I've seen Drew win with much worse setups. But I do feel like he's backed himself into a bit of a corner here. Like I do think things like the 6-3 to the 11-12-6 or just the 6-11-12 or the 6-3 on the 3-1 port. I think all of those were better.
Wow. The road and the first orbit city. Jesus.
Was that perfect rolls? Did he get exactly what he did?
He had one resource left in hand. What was that? The 4 rolled, the 8 rolled, the 4 rolled, the 5 rolled, the 6 rolled, the 6 rolled. Wow. That's crazy.
That's wow.
Okay. Okay. Jesus. That's so interesting. And I'm really fascinated to see the 692 City because I like the 8410 City a lot with those ports and with a little bit of space on the board, but I don't think it's really worth going for. Obviously you do City the Ore here.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you could go either way. I think I'm just going to hazard a guess. His logic here is because people are adverse to solo blocking generally, unless someone's way ahead. So his logic here is probably like no one's on the 6 ore at the moment. It's probably not going to get blocked, and having it city is super valuable.
Knight comes
right?
out.
But the four and the 10 is going to get blocked because they're shared.
Yeah.
Right? So the city there isn't as valuable. And so, I'm just going to hazard a guess that was the logic.
Ooh,
but I
he's
think
going
either
all
city
for it.
would have been, yeah.
He's not racing. Nice full block. Yeah, Black has also got the city up. 2 very early cities because of those, the 4s and the 6s, they go both ways.
Yeah. And they went for different options. Red went for the ore, Black went for the wheat.
Yeah, he went for the wood and the wheat here. And theoretically, I mean, I would say the sheep is not really the case, since he has the 11 anyway.
I mean, to be honest, I actually, given that he knows that Red City, the 692, I really like the 834 as a city because now they're natural trading partners. Because he's producing double the wheat that Red is on their 4s, and Red's producing double the ore on the 6 that Black is. So they can just trade to complete each other's heads.
Yes. So 7 comes out. He robs Red blind down to 0. Interesting. I'm very curious to see how this game is going to fold out for Dandy. Dandy's already 2 devs deep. The 5s have been rolling, but he's not taking 3-1. Nor will he be able to. Very interesting.
Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting game because players, I find, especially at this level, they tend to favor OWS and, well, not OWS, but like buying devs. And everyone on this board is in a position to buy devs. So
Yeah.
it is going to be interesting to see how quickly that dev deck gets depleted, who buys the devs, who gets army, who's smart enough to go for road while everyone else is buying devs.
This is going to be a roller coaster, dude, with the high ore board in the early cities. Whew.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope Dandy can keep up here. That's the only thing I'm hoping for. I think without a beautiful port, I think the significance of the ore port is more that you're doubling the 5, if anything, with a setup like this. Is that you're balancing your ore wheat sheep a bit better.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel. I'm going to assume he made a deal with Black where Black gave him something for him to not contest the 3-1 port.
So did a trade happen? Can we check this?
I don't know if it's happened yet, but
So you know what? It was for a brick. I'm pretty sure they did make an agreement here for the early brick. Dandy traded a sheep for a brick with Falcal. I know that Falcal does not need sheep here. He's been rolling 3s.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it looked too coordinated. I was like, there's no way that Drew just gives up the 3-1 port for free.
Yeah.
So
He benefits highly from that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I understand the play, but I'm like,
it's tough.
Drew's advantage here might be that he slides under the radar because his setup probably does look the weakest. But without the 3-1 port and the 8s with no brick to pair,
all I see is the 5. If the 5 is rolling well and the 6 isn't, that's your only advantage because everyone else is on the 6.
Yeah, but here's the thing though: his setup's highly blockable. Like, if he starts taking off and people get worried about him, all they have to do is keep his 5 blocked, and he's like dead in the water.
I think he's gonna have to be so ahead for that to be an issue with already these cities up. I don't think he's ever getting blocked here.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You got to solo block him, right? I mean, there's the 8 is maybe okay. The 11 is never a block, and then otherwise it's the 10 and the 5.
Yeah, look, I agree that he's probably not going to get blocked, but in the event that he does actually, get into a winning position, he will be easy to block.
For sure.
That's kind of that
will not change.
Yeah, but he can definitely win with it. It's just like we said, this game's gonna be a roller coaster.
I mean, Black is looking monstrous here. They have amazing settlement options. 6, 11, 12 is still open. They have the city. They have the 3-1 on lock. They have the 6-3 open, which is just massive. You can actually double the ore production without having to city on the 6-5-11, which is very productive. Rolled connection.
And the thing I also like too about Black is both their 6 and their 4 is solo. So
Yeah.
there's a good chance they're actually going to avoid a lot of blocks on those tiles, at least until they get into a really strong
At
position.
this point, it's only Dandy who can make that decision, block-wise.
Yeah. Although Dandy is the kind of player that if he feels it's necessary, he is not afraid to solo block. So
There's nothing wrong with. I think people take solo.
Yeah.
People who are not that experienced feel a certain way about solo blocks. It's actually you're just reacting to what you think is a threat, right? So I think it's not that bad.
I just complain about solo blocks to make people feel bad. I don't,
There's the
I
5.
don't
That's
actually
huge for
care.
Dandy. There's the city of the 10-5-8. He held for it.
is.
There is the 10-5-8 city. That is exactly what he needs. I think it's fair to say Dandy struggles heavily in this game without the city up.
For sure.
He's not much. The 6 block is huge there. In fact, who blocked the 6? Was it? It was Black who blocked the 6, I believe.
It was Falco.
Yeah. Are you playing or just watching? We are not just watching. We are commentating Abrok. I will be playing one day, but that's not today. 5 block and 10 block.
Yeah,
Who tries Dandy? Yes.
That bed is currently still with the plebs in Div 3.
Yeah, 2 more weeks and then I'm free. I'm fresh out.
Well, you'll still be in Div 2.
Yeah. No, step by step. You can, like when Hakuna introduced me to champs, I entered in Div 2, played 1 game. Mawam beat me with the 11-12, the classic story, and then I never played again. And then since then they've introduced Div 3, and it's like, well, now I'm there. So I start at the bottom. Now I'm here, still at the bottom.
You'll be. I expect that come June, we will be playing together in Div 1.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just need to actually finish a set this month. Like, I was like 50 or 60% win rate on my last month of my set, but I just didn't finish it.
Yeah.
So, and I'm in the same position again. I think I'm like I'm doing well on my set, and I just need to finish it.
Yeah, go for it. Because otherwise you get relegated, no? Is that how it
Oh
works?
no, because I mean I'm done well enough that I'm not bottom 16, but
okay.
you can't actually qualify for playoffs unless you finish the set.
Oh,
Even
like
if you
that. Okay.
rank in top 16, if you don't play 15 games, you can't qualify.
Okay. The
Yeah.
solo on the 4 from Blue. Interesting. So Blue is also going for the 6, 11, 12 here, and he seems to not anticipate getting plowed by Black, which is cool. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, well, this is kind of almost like a 2v2 kind of scenario here because the best blocks on blue and red are shared, so it's pretty hard for them to like block each other in a way that's meaningful.
Yeah.
Sure. And whereas, they can easily block black and white, and the same is in reverse. Black and white can easily block blue and red, but they pretty much have to solo block each other if they want to block each other. So this might turn into a very like 2v2 kind of scenario where, you have red and blue blocking black and white the whole game, and black and white blocking red and blue the whole game.
For sure. So Dandy did get the 1-for-1 wood for brick trade. He settled on the 5. He's now tripled the 5 with the all port. Interesting. The 6 is rolling though, and I think Blue has now also secured 6, 12, 11. Unblockable 6s is huge here. Red is not advancing as quickly as one would have expected after seeing that early city. He has not secured any port, let alone he's on 12 cards in hand right now.
He does have 12 cards.
Yeah, he should secure something.
Let's see his hand play out.
Yeah. See what happens after this turn.
He did get, after that city, he did get blocked and stolen from a lot. So
Yeah. Well, exactly. It's interesting. Now the 4 was blocked. I know he missed out on that 4 block after he said city. He's now settled on the wood port. Okay. And it's kind of counterintuitive, this one, because you settle on the brick, but it's the wood port, and you settle on the wood, and it's the brick port. So it's deciding the order is so interesting.
It's not really until you get both settles down that the engine really comes into fruition.
Yeah.
I do like that order though, because the brick's going to roll less than the wood. So, he's not going to if he did it the other way around, he'd be massively overproducing wood before he got on the brick board.
I think in that context, I do like the 8-4-10 city, because that allows you to make the decision of, okay, do I have enough in hand right now to go for the wood port, brick port, and have enough of that resource to be able to trade and get the second one really quickly or whatever. And then you just triple both, and that's unblockable completely, right? Interesting.
Well, yeah, honestly, like I said, I could go either way, because I think, if the sixes are rolling well, he's producing and before blue settled, he's producing twice the amount of ore on that six than any other player.
Yes.
So, and
Sixes
like I
have
said, he
been rolling,
shares
for
the four and the 10. And when he citied, he wasn't sharing the six. So I could definitely city the 8-4-10 here too. Like, but I think both cities are strong. So like, I don't think either way it's a mistake. It's just personal preference, really.
So Sushant blue with 2 devs in hand here. Big 5 for Dandy. I don't know if I've seen the 10 roll recently. No, he ported the ore for the dev. 8 block is kind of bad. So Dandy's on 2 devs here. He's been holding the 1 for a while. He didn't unblock the 8. Would you assume that is a knight, or do you think Dandy doesn't have a reason to unblock that 8 then?
I actually wouldn't be surprised if Dandy was happy to leave the 8 blocked. At this point, he's kind of got everything he needs. And all Wood's going to do is clog his hand. A lot of players just think, I'm blocked, got to unblock myself. But that's actually a scenario where I would consider leaving myself blocked. And then it also disguises his dev cards. Like, I love to hold a knight for ages.
Slow play
and
them
then
as well.
Surprise everyone when I play it.
Yes.
Like, what?
You were holding. You didn't unblock that before, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. I've won army races because of that. People thought I was sitting on a VP and then actually had a knight.
Yes. I think the 8s only work with the city up. It is happened, and it does happen that you roll a couple of 8s and an all, but you 4-for-1 it, which is not terrible, given the lack of the flexibility otherwise. But it's not it's not his important spot by any means. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, and the block on black hurts black a lot more than him. Because black actually can use that wood immediately. That's like every 8's a free card, or they can build roads, or so that tile is so much more useful to black than it is to white. So
he does play the knight though. He does unblock it here. Whether that says that he has 2 knights in hand, or he was not holding a knight before and he just pulled it, we don't know.
It could be either way. I definitely don't like to keep too many playable devs in my hand because you can only buy one. I play one each turn. So if I am sitting on 2 knights, not always, but I usually play one of them.
Yo, Alinios, holy shit, long time no see, man. Nice mic. This is the mic you bought me. I haven't seen you in like 3 months. The 8 does roll. Curious what Danny's going to try and make of this. He wants the wood for bricks. I'm assuming he wants the 5-2. I think it's the only expansion. Well, it is the only expansion. I was going to say I think. There is no I think. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. But yeah, unless he's rolling more 8s, you are not getting that unclogged ever. That wood is going nowhere unless you're getting robbed of it.
Yeah. And so that's just risk of 7ing out, and then you lose cards you actually want. So if black was dominating, which they're not, but if they were, I'd even consider self-blocking the 8.
Prevent that
done
roll
it before. People have seen me do that stuff before and win with it, so it could definitely work.
Big 12. A lot of 7s coming out here. A lot of robs. I think that is part of the reason why the table is so broke right now. Very consistent 7s. I don't know if anyone has 7'd out though yet.
Ooh, big 6.
Massive 6.
Drew's got to hate 6s this game. Like every time a 6 rolls, it is bad for him.
you can't even stop it. You can't even stop it now. Especially with blue on both. Black has got the other one, but then red's got doubled on the other. It's just a mess.
Interesting. And this is why I'm nervous about Drew's setup. Like, I think he's playing it perfectly for what it is. So, it could work out. But it's just he's got very limited settle spots. So he's almost definitely going to need like 3 cities, hopefully a 4th settle spot. And like army and maybe some VPs if he doesn't get all the cities and settles. Like, it's a very limited setup. So if the table decides that he needs to be stopped, right, all they have to do is buy big mono, buy bulk dev cards.
4 or he ports the wood for that's a city, but where? 3, 4, 9. I was gonna say I really don't know what to feel about any of the cities here. Even 10, 9, 5 city is interesting, I think, but I guess you citied the wheat.
No, I think the wheat makes a sense because, like, he's
back-to-back
monoed,
6s.
or he's got bulk, or every time a 4 rolls now, he gets a city.
Oh my god, the back-to-back 6s here are such bad news for Drew. That's 12 ore and 2 rolls. Unless he's holding mono, I don't know. Unless he's holding mono, I don't know.
I will say this though, I'm not a fan of the timing of that mono. I think that was a very preemptive mono.
Yeah, the thing is, he had to port for a city, and even the city itself is not game changing. It's good,
And he
but
only
is it
sold
worth
4
monoing?
ore.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think you could expect Black maybe to get a city up eventually on the 5-6-11. Those rolls can be bigger even now. I mean, even that it's one of those where you mono and then the turn after it rolls back to back, and you go, okay, well, I could have doubled my my income
Yeah.
here. It's
Well,
exactly what just happened.
here's the thing though, like this is such a wet ore board. Like
Yeah.
if I had the mono, I definitely would have waited for a few 4s to roll. Like wait until I had like 5 or 6 wheat in my hand, and then mono ore. You almost definitely could get 3 cities. Like I reckon you could. This is the right board. You could get 3 cities off a mono.
Yeah. I think having to port for the
And
city there is not the ideal mono in the situation.
yeah, I do think that was a pretty big misplay.
Back to back twos. In fact, that's 4 brick. He's regretting not going brick port here, man. Wow, dude.
But who knows? Maybe he'll be able to settle on the wood and still port the brick.
Jesus. Wow. Okay. That is so interesting, dude. I think even based on that, I would have probably gone brick port first. In hindsight.
You can't know the 2s are gonna roll.
No,
twice
you
in a row.
you gotta trust on the 2s. You gotta trust on the 2s.
True.
I am curious. So, do we think Dandy's holding a VP here? I have the feeling that he is, but it could be a mono potentially, knowing Dandy.
Yeah, I mean, there's not enough devs played to know for sure.
Yeah.
I also think, there hasn't been a good opportunity for the all mono until now. So I think if he has a mono, we'll find out next turn.
Yes.
Because he's on the all port. The aura is one question mark.
And no one has spent it.
Yeah, and no one spent it. I think we will know if he has a mono next turn. Assuming he doesn't play one, then it could be a VP. But I wouldn't put it past him holding a knight.
Yeah,
So
Dandy 1-for-1
could even-
the sheep for ore there with MD.
Oh, so he traded for.
Yeah, he traded for ore,
probably,
which maybe puts down the mono chance.
Yeah, 'cause, yeah, I wouldn't be trading for ore if I'm planning on monoing it.
You let them hold it, keep it in the hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Or they call it the delayed dirty mono.
The delay.
Oh,
I never heard that before.
Oh, he 3-1s the ore for a wheat to dev here. Interesting. Blue again on two devs in hand. Thank you so much for the sub, trader. Appreciate that, buddy.
So yeah, I don't think I like the ore mono here. If he had it, but based on the fact he was trading for ore, I don't think he has it. Like the mono.
Dandy's looking to get a sheep out of his hand. He's looking to. Interesting. He's looking for a wood, which tells me that he might have 3 wood in hand. He's looking to 4-1 it. I cannot see why else he would want the wood here. Looking for a wheat. I think he just wants to.
He was trying to trade for a brick before, which made me thought he might have a road
wood for
builder,
2 sheep. I think we're gonna see a 4-1 here.
Yeah.
He wants to give wood for 2. Huh?
What?
Huh?
Okay. Oh, I think the VC would have helped there.
Huh? Wait.
I'm gonna assume it was an accidental trade, or the return. I don't know.
Traded wood for sheep, and then he took. Maybe they're just buffing their trade stats for post game, and you look at how many trades you do.
He's trading for a brick again. I genuinely think it might be a road builder.
He passes.
Well, he might not have to settle still. Like he might still need like a wheat or something.
I think he's down the wheat for sure. He would have been able to dev with the wheat. That's what he offered.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah.
The 6
So
rolls again.
Yeah.
I don't know what to expect here from Dandy. That last dev could be game changing, or it could not be. Could just be a VP. And
I think look, I think honestly, for Danny to have a really good chance, I'm not saying he can't win. He's definitely can win. Like he's on 4 points without army. Army gives him 6 points. If he's got VP, he's on 7 points. Like he could definitely win here. But especially if no one takes road soon. But I think assuming someone takes road and he doesn't do some wacky crazy move that just works out, I think he kind of almost needs a mono to win this game.
Yeah.
Okay. I just don't know how he keeps up.
Year of Plenty for double wheat to City on the 8-10-4. How do you feel about the Year of Plenty to get the wheat there?
I think I like it. I think it's not worth waiting for a 4 to get the ore out of your hand. And especially since in the moment he settles on the brick port, like that spot's just
Big
gold.
7 out.
Yeah, it's a big 7.
Okay, so the 8 is now doubled. The 10 is tripled.
Yeah, yeah. I do that. I would yacht for the city there too. I think, or maybe yacht for like a settle and most of it. Nah, probably city. Yeah.
Black drops the road. So I'm just production wise, red does seem to be dominating here in terms of also the port setup is very, very strong, but doesn't necessarily, as always in Catan, it does not translate to a victory. So very curious to see what is going to be done here by Drew on 9 cards. That was the 5. Why is Drew on 9 cards? 7 roll before. That's a big. Drew's really not got a 7 out
he
here.
He passed with a lot of cards.
The 11. The 11. Okay.
Yeah. This should be a big turn.
Yeah, he might just. I don't know. He might double dev.
He could potentially. Ooh. Yeah, there's a lot he could do here.
If he's packing Road Builder, he can do it. He's looking for more ore. Wood Sheep for the ore with red. Interesting. But red is your army competition.
He's probably trying to port ore. It is possible that he's trying to plow red to the 3-1 port. That is entirely possible.
With the Road Builder, that would be huge, yes. I think we did see him trade for the brick before and not drop the road.
Yeah.
Sheep, wheat for the ore. I don't think Danny ever does that. The 10 hasn't rolled.
No, yeah, I haven't seen the 10 recently, so yeah. I think he's low on the
But everyone is offering trade. Everyone wants to get the ore out of their hand for a couple of cards. Every single person has offered something back.
Yeah. I think Drew is unlikely to give them the trades they want, so they might reach a stalemate here.
Something's got to happen with 10 cards.
Drew's got good hustles, so I have no doubt in the VC right now. He is talking his way into a trade, and he may very well get one.
We'll see which one ends up happening. I think he's got to get something done here. Everyone's interested in getting the ore out of their hands. Surely he can make it work, especially now they know there's competition for it, for that trade. Blue of all, yeah, blue. Okay, yeah, the wood sheep with
have
Falco.
A wheat and he does it. That's a pretty big deal, that trade. So
What's
let's see
the
what he does
wheat?
here. Is this just a city? No, that wouldn't make sense. He would have already.
No, there's road builder. There he goes.
Yeah,
this is the 3.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not. It's just for the 5. Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't hate the 5-2
Yeah,
because
with
although
the
I
ore
think
port.
the 3-1 port is, it's debatable. Like an extra ore production is good for him. Now he gets 2 free cards. Every
Yeah,
fight.
that's the 5.
Like,
I think I also prefer. I don't think the 3-1 does much apart from porting the wood, really.
yeah, and the wood gets boxed. So I mean, yeah. I mean, honestly though, there is a world where he settles on the 3-1 and then plows to the 6.
He's one rolled off army, but red has dropped the second knight. Dandy needs to pull the knight here if he wants pacing.
Well, he did just pull a dev, didn't he? Yeah, he did.
Yes. Sorry, I was so used to him holding the card for the whole game. I was like, that roll build is just part of the game plan. Blue on 10 with 2 devs in hand. Jesus, 11.
Yeah, wow. I think that road was 100% necessary because Drew could have potentially won with like Knight Road City.
Yep, so road is secured. Yeah. Red cannot settle on the 3-1 here, but then again, they might not have ever wanted to. Interesting. I think, well, in this position... Yeah?
For what it's worth, road isn't... I wouldn't say it's secured. Like, with
Dandy can still take
2 5s or a 5 and an 8. Drew can take road.
Oh, for sure.
So,
or even a 2. I mean, that 2 is actually open for him now, if it ever comes through.
Yeah. So there's definitely a world here where Drew sneaks road and army, and I think that might actually be what he's thinking.
I think that's got to be your win. Unless you're. Okay, so it seems like you do have a bit of time on the board here, especially if you have army on lock over red. With black having taken road here, I think that is for the best. But blue has the connect condition here through the middle, which is massive for them.
Yeah.
No one else has that. That is the ultimate role that you can take here. So I'm curious if they ever go for it.
Yeah, if blue connects, they will most likely keep road as long as Drew doesn't sneak it before. Sneak it for a win.
Road builder. There we go.
Yeah,
I thought he might be holding it. Yeah. Crazy.
All right, so that probably eliminates Drew's ability to... Yeah, I think it does. To sneak it. Because I think that definitely
For
could have
sure.
worked. Like if Drew was sitting on a VP or a
There's
knight
Army.
there, like he's there, he gets army, builds a city, then 2
Yeah.
roads.
Well,
And
okay.
he could have
Basically,
won.
now
But
you need to you army, you city, VP, and then VP or city again.
honestly, he's really flexible because he doesn't need any more settlement spots. All he needs is VPs and or cities.
Yeah.
So he can just start popping.
Yeah.
But this is where he gets a problem though. Like the moment he starts getting close, people can just block his 5 or what can he do?
He ports and devs. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, red is looking strong, but red has a beautiful setup, but they don't have either win condition locked. So it's really interesting. I don't know if you have even the time to build a 10 here, so I'm curious what they're going to go for their own win condition. Black is lost road and will not be taking road back. Black is in another position where I think you got to be going. I don't know what it is. If you're going for monos, if you're going for VPs, maybe deving is the game plan here for red and black.
Yeah, I think with the road situation being what it is, I think it's very likely we're going to see the other 3 players just spam the crap out of devs.
Yeah, it gets to settle down though.
Like, what else can they do? Like,
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
6 rolls.
I really like Drew's dev purchase because I don't think there's a bad dev from the deck at the moment. Both road builders have been played. Yops are good. Mono is good. VPs are good. And with competition for army, a knight's not bad either.
Yeah, it's very comfortable to dev when you know all the road builders are out as well.
Yeah,
pretty much
exactly.
guaranteed good card here.
Yeah, there's no bad card for Drew at the moment.
Those 11s
obviously
are rolling like crazy, dude.
I know, it's ridiculous.
I would love to see the stats. Like, there must have been at least like 7, 8, 11s here.
That is one thing I like about CU is you can track the dice stats as
Yeah.
the game goes on.
Yeah, it will be interesting to do that in the MSO tomorrow live or Saturday even. You just open it up.
I'm so on the fence. I want to play in the MSO,
Just do
but it's in the middle of the night.
Yeah, it's
Starts
also
at
like
2
6
a.m. or something.
Yeah. No, you do one of those. It's like for Christmas, where you go to sleep before so you can get up in the night and you do your presents.
I'm thinking about it because I think I still have like a couple hours or something to register. Like,
Yeah.
registration closed.
Okay, so Dandy
last-
hit another 5, by the way. He double devs. That's huge.
Yeah, I love it.
He needs to get a
Um,
city up here, though, either way, I think.
I think at this point for him, like, unless he ends up with 6 knights in his hand, I
Ooh.
don't think deving is ever bad.
Does blue win with a city?
Possibly.
They could, well, they
but
even have the 9-12
did
settle
just-
open.
They did buy one of those devs though, so I mean, odds are that they're both VPs. Pretty low, but not impossible.
Yeah, Dev Pack is still looking healthy enough. How many knights are out? We got 6 knights out. You got to assume Drew's holding one here. There's plenty of knights
So-
left in the deck.
The rest of the table's in actually a really difficult spot because blue and white are the ones that are currently winning, but both
The
of them
solo.
are separate. So
Yeah.
like you can't block them both at the same time.
Yeah.
So players are going to have to choose. It's going to be probably a really tense VC at the moment. Players are going to have to be choosing between stopping white or blue constantly.
Oh!
Black. I was literally just about to say, I think the play here is black has to contend blue for road, and then they focus on Drew.
Yeah, so blue just got solo blocked on the 10, which is pretty big. If Drew misses a 10 here, that is catastrophic for the game plan. That is so bad. You cannot be... The 10 is not rolling like that. He's been porting for wheat every single time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's got 3 devs. There's a good chance he can unblock himself.
I mean, on blue's roll, if you miss it, I mean, just 1 10 miss here is game-changing.
Yeah.
Interesting. What roll? Dandy's
I
holding 2
think...
wood.
Oh, yeah, well, because Dandy wants him blue to get road too.
Yeah. So Dandy trades off the 2 wood for a sheep here, which makes sense. That's always a practical way to get the wood out your hand.
Yeah, and if I'm red, I'm more than happy to help black get road here.
Yeah, I don't know what red's. I think red has managed to secure the most efficient setup, but it's not going to be the winning setup in the majority of cases here. I don't know how red wins this.
I mean, if they snipe VPs out of the deck, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
But that's a big if. Yeah, this is an interesting situation because black with road is pretty dangerous too.
That's the 8.
So the players are probably going to want to incentivize a situation where
Yeah.
black
It's
and
9 with
blue
settle,
are
maybe.
continuously taking road off each other.
Yeah, well,
and
blue's
not,
extending here.
yeah. Long term, blue will win the road race.
Knight comes out.
Hmm.
Blocks the 4. Robs blue. The 12 rolls. Why block the 4 when the 12 rolls, man? Gee, that's the third 12 I think we've seen. Fourth 12.
Oh, that's
7
a
off
big
for red.
7.
That's
bad.
probably
That's
GG
so
for red.
bad.
I don't know. That's so...
Yeah,
you can't be missing that.
Red, no. All that
3 wood
hurts
and
to
2
see. That's
ore.
like basically that's like 2/3 of the city.
Yeah. That's really bad.
It hurts to see.
Yeah, that's rough. And now again, what do you block? What is getting blocked here? Are they trying to bait a knight? Are they going to block the 6, or are they going for blue here?
Yeah.
Are they not going for? Are you going to? Well, who is this? It's red. I was going to say 9 sheep, but you're on the 9 sheep.
Yeah, well, I think this is where the VC would actually be quite useful. 'Cause,
Yeah, for sure. I don't have access.
Yeah. I think I might just duck out for a second and
Go and see what's going on.
they're
Go and see
saying.
what's going on, and I'll
Yeah.
keep chat entertained. Block on the 8. I hate the block on the 8 here. You want blue to you want black to be taking road if that's the case. Black doesn't have a win condition anyway, and Drew doesn't care about the 8. I don't think the shared block here does much. He does dev though. I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna block Dandy, you might as well block Dandy. The 8's not a block for DandyDrew in any situation. And do you want black to take road or not? Do you want blue to keep it? I don't know. It's one of those. Maybe there's more thought behind it, but personally, I think if you're really trying to if your goal is to block Drew, then block Drew. And now he has blocked Drew. He in fact did Drew just get double robbed? He did. We'll see the knight come out. Yeah, Drew is getting targeted here, and maybe fairly so. He's definitely he could be on 9. This is not impossible. We're gonna see though if the knight comes out. The 9 block I think should have happened a while ago, so that people can actually check what blue is holding. Blue has not been challenged here really at all, dev-wise. I'm really curious to see if they are holding a knight. Let's find out. But yeah, that is the third. Wow, that is the third back-to-back rob from DandyDrew. It's not good.
Yeah, so the VC is tense as promised.
Yeah.
Both players are claiming to not have 9. So Blue has outright claimed to have 8. Drew has just said he doesn't have 9. So we don't know exactly what that means.
Okay.
I do think the fact that both red and black, I think both of them had knights. I think that's a big deal because that says a lot about the lack of VPs in their hands and the VPs that could be in the deck or in blue and white's head. So I think the deck is possibly getting a little hot at this point if all players are telling the truth. And there could be up to 3 VPs left in that deck and a mono potentially. So,
he just 3-1'd the wood for a brick and wants to trade the brick off for 2 wood. Esther?
I have no idea what that was about.
But yeah, I mean, Poetry said in chat, black racing blue for road and not stealing from blue is stupid. Yeah, I think it's interesting that blue just got triple robbed there, and Falcao actually knighted and then hit the 7 and decided both times to rob DandyDrew. Very interesting.
Yeah, essentially at the moment in there, it's
another
literally
12.
a table talk battle. Like both blue and white are table talking to try and get each other stolen from. And I would say at the moment, blue's winning that battle.
Well, clearly, I mean, if Dandy's getting triple robbed here, no one sees blue as a threat, which is baffling to me. So if blue said he's not on 9, Dandy said he's not on 9, they could both be on 8 here. And even theoretically, they could... I back Drew, I think, to not lie there. But then again, blue could well be on 9 and be concealing that. I don't know the play style of blue here at all.
Yeah. I wasn't in the VC for that wood trade that we questioned, but it's possible he might have just been trying to burn people's cards out of fear for a mono.
City, 9-5-10 City. So blue could be on 9.
Now he's definitely on 9. Well, he said he was on 8 before. So
okay.
Unless he was lying about being on 8, he's definitely on 9 now.
Yeah. Okay, so Dandy rolls a 9 and passes. That is a settle to win for blue, and it's not close, and I don't know why they didn't rob him before. The 6 rolls.
Road settle. Road settle or city?
Yeah, roll settle city. Sorry, when I say settle, I just mean practically speaking.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah.
Dandy's got to play the mono here if he wants a chance, dude. I don't know. It's
I
looking
think he
rough.
might have it based on the fact that he passed.
Not sure.
Possible he had it.
Not sure at all.
Well, both the ops have been played. Both road builders have been played.
Yeah.
Right. So the only thing left are VPs, knights, and monos.
We've
He
got-
said he wasn't at 9.
Yeah, we've got
So,
9 knights played here. One
So
VP
either
drain.
he didn't care that the 9 was blocked, or he's sitting on a mono.
There could be 3. Wait. Trades for 3. He gives an ore to black for 3 wood in order to buy a road onto the 6. I don't see this happening for red. I don't really. What? Oh, they just made a. Oh, port services, right? Okay. Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I was gonna say that's something we might have been
yeah.
seeing already, actually.
Well, they obviously want black to take road here, so I think no doubt black's building
Yeah.
2 roads next
No,
turn.
this is port services. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would be not surprised at all if black builds at least 2 roads next turn to slow.
I think
blue
you
down.
have to. Well, black. Well,
Um,
I would be surprised if black doesn't hit a roll and builds 2 rolls. They're on 3 cards.
Oh, the table should give it to them. I know the field well. I'd be very surprised if they don't give him road. Like I'd be baffled because if I was at that table, that's exactly what the.
But who's
conversation would be.
capable, right? If red doesn't have this, then no one can do it. No one can help black here out.
That's possibly what they're discussing right now.
The trade has already been done for 1 road. He wants to give wood ore for wood, which might be for a brick potentially. If he 2-1s it for a brick, he trades 1 for 1 with DandyDrew. So they might be doing the roulette here to try to make something happen. Get the wood out of his hand. Is he going to trade this brick to black here? We're
I
going to
think
find
that's
out.
the plan.
I think that must be
that's
the
the
plan.
plan.
Oh,
Or at
he
least
passes.
like on his turn.
Yeah,
it might
maybe.
be like
The 11 rolls. Another wood for blue is never good here. Interesting. Yeah, so interesting because at the beginning that
there it
turn
is.
1 city and the early roll, red was hitting perfect rolls, and since then the momentum is slow to almost a halt. I don't see red winning this, maybe ever. I mean, it's ever is a strong word in Catan, but he seems so behind, and he doesn't have any win condition.
Yeah, I mean, because blue's gonna lock road eventually, right? Like,
11
so
rolls
the
from-
black's really only extending the game. So really, the question is, can they slow Drew down enough?
That's
before...
huge.
Yeah, I mean he doesn't have brick, fortunately, but he definitely should be able to take road back this turn.
It's close. It's really
Very
close.
Yeah.
Especially if you build up onto the 12. You got what? You can at some point you can lock road permanently. Not that that's going to be the goal now. It's expensive, but that could even be a city. No, a dev. Ooh, there's
Interesting choice.
VPs in that pack.
I guess he figures he can lock road later. Like he doesn't need to do it now.
Yeah, a knight's good to get up to unblock yourself for protection. VP's obviously amazing here, and there is a mono somewhere, either Dandy's hand or in the pack. So
there's definitely at least a combination of 2 VPs and a mono in circulation.
Yes.
So, or if no mono, 3 VPs. So that dev deck is hot.
yeah,
But
yet there are also it's probably still going to be like, I don't know what the one implies. What it's 1 to 8.
I think it's 7.
1
I
to
think it's
7?
1 to 8 or 1 to 7, somewhere around there. So I mean, well, you definitely know there's what 4, 7, 9. There's at least
gotta be
5
like 4 or
knights
5
left
knights,
in
yeah.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'd say the question mark is 8 cards. So yeah, so I reckon it's 5 knights in play, and you got your combination of VPs and mono.
I think
left.
between Drew and Sushant, you got to assume maybe there's 1 knight in there, 4 knights in the deck. I think we'll see. It now it really comes down to not being able to predict. You're gonna find out when someone wins, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. It's honestly, it's gonna come down to the devs, like who pulls what.
Dandy's not pulled in a while, right?
No, it's been a while. I do think he's either sitting on 2 VPs or a VP and a mono.
The mono could well be in there, yeah.
Yeah. But he also hasn't been blocked in a little bit. So
Blue's trying to get a trade here. I don't think it is responsible to ever give a trade to Blue here. given that they can just take rolled, and if they've already made it clear they're on a VP, so actually they just win with a settle and 2 rolls.
Yeah. I think he's trying to pop another dev. I think is what they're trying to do.
Scary enough. Especially if he's on 9.
I don't know why anyone would take this deal.
He could easily be on 9 here. No, sorry, on 8.
Yeah.
So spooky, dude.
I'm just trying to think if there's ever a world that they stop blue from getting
2
road.
wood for 2 sheep. Is that a dev for blue? That
I think so. Yeah.
3-1's it. That must be dev.
Surely.
You're not He passes. He does it just for the wheat. Wow, that is curious.
Interesting.
Dandy rolls a 7.
So I was just doing the math. It's very unlikely, but there is actually a world where they can stop blue from locking road. If black manages to build 3 roads
onto the 11,
and then red boxes in blue with roads, there is a world where they can prevent blue from locking roads.
I don't think we're gonna see it get maxed out here. It's probably gonna be a matter of the pacing of it, of who ends up with road.
Yeah. I mean, well, because black.
Wait, did Brett just solo block DandyDrew again? That's interesting.
Yeah.
He buys the dev.
Well, I guess that they are just really worried about Drew. And the reality is, blue doesn't have road at the moment. Well, that might change.
Yeah, that's a huge fight. That's a huge.
This could be a game.
A huge 8.
Oh, actually, no, he doesn't have wood.
Yeah. Did he just miss the 5? No, that was a 10. Sorry.
No, he got the 10. Yeah.
There's the 4. So Dandy does not play the knight here, which is actually pretty bad. If red does hold a knight, red could actually be able to gun for army here.
Yeah. It'd be a stretch because you got to assume he didn't pull a knight there. But
yeah.
Possible.
Ooh, 15 cards.
I think if I'm red here, I just buy as many devs as I can.
You just buy it up, yeah. Just buy it up. Hope to get up to 8.
If he gets a bunch of knights, he gets army. If he gets VPs and monos, well, he gets VPs and monos. Like, I think there's no world here where you just don't buy as many devs as possible.
Mono time? Well, I think we will see. I do expect to see the mono played before the game ends. It doesn't seem like anyone's going to be able to pace it that quickly.
It's possible the mono might be for the win. If blue or white pull the mono, I think it will likely be the monos for the win.
Even red could have pulled it theoretically, but you just have that feeling that you think red wins with the mono.
I said I don't think red wins with the mono.
Yeah.
But they'll be back in the game for sure with the mono.
Yeah, I mean, I have the sneaking suspicion that Dandy's holding it, but we'll see. I think he might be waiting his time here. He is definitely not holding a knight. So if he's not holding 2 VPs, what is that other card? The ops are gone, the road builders are gone. You only got so many options.
He could have just pulled a knight. So we'll find out next turn.
Now, but he was holding 2 in hand. I mean, so what is that second card? We know he had the VP.
So he either has 2 VPs and a knight, right? Or a VP mono knight, or 2 VPs and a mono.
2 VPs mono is game.
Yeah, for sure.
City.
But
red could be on 8 too.
I'm a little bit disappointed he didn't spam devs. I think devs was the way to go there.
If he's on 8 though, it could be tempting just to go for build to 10 here. You settle on the 6 and you city to win. It could be close as well.
It might be quicker. But I mean, I would just be wanting to trade in the dev deck though, because if there are VPs left there, you don't want the other players pulling it.
Yeah, you know it's spicy for sure.
Yeah.
I think sitting on the 8 is an interesting one out of all of the options. I guess you're banking on those.
I guess he figures it's the 8's a high rolling number, 2 free cards. Like, it makes sense. It makes more sense than the 10.
Do you have time? Oh, for sure. But in the discussion of do you even need to city here as opposed to drawing devs?
Well, yeah, that's why I said I really liked buying devs.
Yeah.
In his shoes, I almost I don't know what's exactly in his hand, but
Knight
I
comes
don't
out.
see a world, especially with a knight coming out. I don't see a world where I just don't spam devs here. Like,
yeah. If it's not VP, I don't think there's any reason to go for the city there over the whatever else is left. If the VPs are pulled, no, there's guaranteed one. If
there's
not
guaranteed 1 VP in the deck.
Yeah. And at this point, maybe there's like 4, 5 devs, maybe. something like that.
Yeah,
6?
I mean, I haven't been counting exactly, but it'll be pretty low. I mean,
Dandy
how many
pulled.
nights been played? You got
You
maximum
got
4
10.
nights in play.
Assume Dandy pulled one.
So I reckon there's 5, maybe 6 dev cards left.
He passes on 11.
What?
Wow.
Did he time out? Was that what happened?
He might have
I think
timed out.
He had to have timed
You would assume this is not a high level play.
out. That is a blunder.
Wow.
And there's no wheat in the.
Oh, there's no wheat left. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, wow. I think that might just be game. Like, no matter what happens here, I think
Red not being able to pull there with
is-
4 nights played is catastrophic for their game.
yeah, that. Oh, I'm actually just gonna quickly jump to this.
Yeah,
here
do
and
it.
see if
Find
they're
out.
themselves.
Jesus, chat. What a jumbo mess. Damn. Okay. So he's looking for 3 brick. And I'm assuming the 8 did a roll, right? The 8 rolled just yeah. So he's looking to lock road here. Fee black settle on wheat port. Well, if he's looking for 3 brick, at least his intentions here are clear that he's looking for the triple rolled, which could be onto the 11. You just cut off blue from that settle, or at least from the easier, from the practical rolled extend settle, as opposed to just building on the 9-12 from the middle spot. 3 wheat for 3 brick. Interesting. He 3-1s for a sheep. Is that to settle? Because I don't... Because you can double settle to get up to 9 here, but I don't really know what black is going for. They want to give sheep for 3 brick. Is this a conversation that has been had with someone? Is this with red? Is this with... Who's doing this trade? Trades 1 for 1 with red. Drops a rolled. To make it so that blue can't bust his road. Well, yeah. Especially, dude, if blue could just build down the 11 wood, just slice his road off, that would be epic. Oh, man. So, look, at a minimum, this does a good job of holding road for a quick second. Yeah, blue needs to get 3 rolls down, which is not... It's not impossible. In fact, it's very possible. He's hit lots of rolls. He 3-1s wheat again. Wow. If you got so much wheat in hand, I don't know, man. I feel like I guess in the grand scheme of things, road settles win for blue. Not anymore though, right? Now it's gonna be triple road, no? Alright, oh, you mean on the 11? Yeah. Yeah, that road itself does not do that much. Interesting. Oh.
Yeah, so that's a spicy chat. Basically, what's trying to happen at the moment is Falco doesn't quite seem to understand what MD7 is trying to do, but MD7 is essentially trying to empty his hand through Falco. But he's forcing Falco to 3-1 for everything so that Falco doesn't get like a mega turn.
Yeah. Well, I've seen that. He's 3-1ing wheat for sheep and then trading the sheep. It's just mad.
Yeah, so they're trying to empty MD's hand while forcing black to extend road without giving black more points. So it's quite a tense discussion. I think there's a big oversight here. I think the players should be telling Falco to settle the 11.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't, blue can just road settle.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's the thing is it's not secure, and those roads mean nothing if you get plowed anyway, and blue wins with that. So.
Yeah, so I think they should.
Oh, blue 7's out, and so does red.
That's huge. But I think they should have traded black. I mean, with the 7 out, you're probably fine. But I think they should have traded black the settle on the 11 wood and told them to settle there, because that road is so vulnerable right now.
Yeah, for sure. The solo block on Dandy again. Interesting.
I mean, I think for Sushant that makes sense. I don't think there's a world where he doesn't block through.
I mean, hard punish for red that he not only trades essentially everything to black and then 7's out as well. Dandy pulls the 9.
I don't,
okay.
I don't think red wins here with that big blunder.
Okay, army is pretty much locked here now. Red is too far behind. I thought red could have pulled maybe this turn, and I don't know, maybe Dandy plays the mono.
I mean, red could get army if they pull 2 knights, which is less in the deck, and Drew doesn't get the last one.
Well, yeah.
And the game goes for 3 more turns, 3 more orbits.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think red's out of it. So at this point, I guess the goal is just to kind of the best case scenario actually might be here that they get all the VPs and monos and Drew just pulls knights.
Ooh. Oh, brutal. Dandy had it cleared for 1 turn. 7 comes back. The 7s have been huge this game. They've been non-stop. But there's the 6. Oh, wow.
Okay, I really want to see black settle the 11 here. I think they just need to do it.
I don't know if they're capable unless they're
Well, they don't have the cards, but they should trade for it.
Yeah, so blue is just holding double ore here. Oh, is today a national holiday? In Germany?
Oh yeah, so I just did the math, by the way. If red builds 1 road towards the 2, or the 6, blue can't take road back. So black has actually locked road. But that's not even really a problem, because blue's got 3 down tests.
Yeah, but also the set on the 11 can still do it for you.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Can't he just... what is required? He needs 5 roads. 1, 2...
The only way he can build 5 roads is down past the 2.
Yeah.
But right now, that's why I'm saying, like, black needs to settle the 11, because that is still a win condition for for C-Shot. Yeah. And when I was in the VC before, they didn't even mention it. Like, no one seems to be talking about it. So
damn the 8.
It feels like no one's really thought about it.
Yeah. Which is interesting.
But either way, he doesn't. Even with a mono, I don't think he has enough cards to make it happen here. So
no. 6 here might be game.
Yeah. Honestly, this game might come down to who pulls the mono.
Yeah, or the final VP.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Assuming Drew has mono. 10. Mono City. Mono City is probably Drew. Well, it's definitely Drew's win condition.
Yeah, for sure.
Or he just triple VPs. But with the 5 blocked, it's going to be tough. He doesn't have a port for anything except that. I don't know if they're going to trade him to win either. And MD has pulled a knight. Or a card.
There's exactly 3 devs left in the deck, by the way.
Okay. The 1-for-1...
Interesting.
Huh?
Is he
Wood
giving...
for 2 ore?
I think he's giving away his ore.
I think he's putting red on... this is insurance, right?
Wait, so sure?
I don't understand what that was. I mean, that looks like insurance. He's put him down.
Oh, yeah, of course.
He's put him under.
100%, yeah, it's insurance. I was confused for a second, but yeah. I very rarely partake in insurance. Like, I'm not against it. It never seems to be appealing to me. Like, whenever it comes up.
I think, at least for me, I'm less experienced with it, but it seems... I never really trust that the person's not just going to spend it, or I don't even see how it benefits the other person, because they get a trade out of it, basically, right? They get a free whatever.
They usually get a free something.
Yeah,
That's usually the deal.
Wait, he trades ore for wood, and then 3-1s the wood for a sheep and passes. Dandy rolls a 5. That's just awful.
That's huge. Oh, there's the
mono.
That might be game.
No, he's on 8 though.
Does he have enough for 2 cities?
Sure.
Has the 10 rolled recently? I didn't check.
I haven't seen a 10 in a long time. I don't know though.
Yeah,
I don't know if the
I'm
10 has
looking, I
rolled more
can't
than.
find one.
I think the 10 has maybe
Um,
only rolled like 3-4 times this game.
the last time a 10 rolled was several orbits ago.
He devs.
Um, oh, so you might be going for Dev City.
He
This
ports.
might be it. If that was a VP.
He cities.
Yeah, it was.
Woo!
Oh, spicy. He
He
got the
pulls
last
it.
VP.
Yeah,
So he
yeah,
had
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
33% chance of pulling it. And he got it.
Damn. So blue was on 8.
Wow.
Blue was on 8, and so was red. They were both. So that was the final VP.
That is huge because Drew finally got a championship win.
Yeah, he got it. Damn.
Yeah.
What
Wow,
a
'cause,
win.
like,
What a win.
you gotta understand, like Drew, he's been playing every season for the last like 8 or something seasons. Like we joined at the same time, and he's made it to finals every single season. But this is the first time he's actually made it to final table.
Dude,
Because he always got knocked out in the semis, and he's won it. So
Incredible.
I can't think of a more deserving player to win the
Congratulations.
championship.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, he
Yeah.
coached me at the beginning. Drew's he's done great things here. So that was a 1 in 3 for the win there. There were 2
that
nights
was a 1
left.
and 3 for the win.
Resource stats. Let's have a look. I mean, Drew massively underproduced, but that's no surprise. Drew never
like I said,
$7.
It came down to who got the mono. Yeah. And then a lucky, well, not I wouldn't say lucky. 33% chance is a pretty good chance, but a good VP pool as well. So
I mean, you
yeah,
could have
it
just
came
pulled
down
the
to the
knight there,
wire.
and then you're sad.
And if you pulled a knight there too, I don't think. Oh, well, he did just mono the ore, but assuming a 6 rolls, like in the next orbit, I don't think the dev deck has any cards left in it. Come his next turn.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Someone pulls it.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't
But
win there, they know.
Even if he didn't pull a VP there, though, you know, a city and he is still on 9 points. You know, so and only needs to city again, so he could still win. But you know, but so could like easily blue. Probably not red though.
Yeah,
Or
so
black.
I agree. I think looking at the impact that the Drew's mono had here, Blue's mono was not impactful of all things.
Oh yeah, it was so premature. I
Yeah.
was actually genuinely surprised when I saw it. Like on a board like this, there is golden opportunities for monos here. Like these are the kind of boards where I sit on a mono for most of the game to the point that people think it's a VP, and then I mono for 3 or 4 cities. Like
Yeah.
I've done that before in games, or like 3 cities at a dev or something. But like I've done crazy turns like that, and this is the kind of board where you can do it because there's enough wheat and there's heaps of
Even
ore.
the
So you
turn after, dude,
save wheat.
he monoed and then they rolled back-to-back 6s.
Exactly.
Which was already more than he had monoed for. So it's just, yeah, I don't know really. Maybe it was impatience, but he monoed and then he ported, so he was really not in a position to be citying at all. He was not in any way prepared for it. I think maybe it was a defensive play, but even then, you can anticipate more 6s, and they did come. Let's have a look at the stats.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the 10 rolled twice. Yeah.
That's brutal.
Yeah, 10 rolls
Poor Drew.
twice. So the fact that Drew
the
managed to win
sevens.
with no wheat production, the 5s were massive for him, but even they did not roll that much. The 7s were obscene. The 6s were obviously pretty big.
Well, honestly,
Wow.
I think Drew obviously played a perfect game, so all credit to Drew. He deserves this win. But I think Blue just threw it honestly with that mono. Like I think because if I'm Blue, right, I would literally be trading my ore away over several turns, to save up wheat. I would hoard a hand of like 5 or 6 wheat, and then wait for a few 6s in succession, or a 6 and a few 5s, and then mono, bam. Like it would just be glorious. And because like here's the thing too, if he's feeding ore for wheat, like you know, or if he's just like trading all his ore for his wheat, good chances is he'll fall behind a bit. Everyone will get cities, so then the 6s will go off and the 5s will go off.
Yep.
There's like a bunch of ore. There was a few times in the game where there was only 1 question mark on the ore, and if he saved up 6 wheat in his hand, he could easily like mono for 3 cities,
Or even
or
save
at
up,
least
even
2.
save up 2 wheat, so you don't have to port to city. I mean, it's
At
it's
least
so
that.
suboptimal, dude. It's you really want to be having a cleaner city
And
mono there.
I think if he uses, because he got so close to the win there several times, I think if he uses the mono properly that game, Drew never gets the chance to win.
And you see Drew, with that pull there, even if it had been a knight, that does confirm red has no win condition. It's really it's so tough unless they manage on their turn, but that not only they broke now, but if the knight's gone, it's still a 50-50 to pull the other knight, and you're locked out of army forever. Or you pull the VP and you need to get a city up on the turn, you need to settle, and in that time, blue or white.
Well, I think
it's
I
tough.
think the game-defining moment for red there was when they timed out with 15 cards.
It's when they seated on the 8 and timed out, right? Was that it? Was that the same turn?
Yeah. I think if they just spam devs there, I think Drew doesn't win,
There's
and
no
they
VPs
have a very
left.
good chance at winning.
I think you secure army and the VP probably. So it's
and maybe even the mono. Like I think, yes, I think there's really two major blunders there. I think blue misusing their mono, and then red timing out with 15 cards and not buying devs.
Yeah.
I think those are two big blunders, which in turn I think is part of what gave Drew his victory. But not to take away from Drew's work, he played very well.
Of course. But as in any situation, you want to know what you could have done better. Blue and red could have both improved on their performance here for sure.
Yeah, I think black though kind of did as much as they could.
Black was rolled bitch, so it's one of those.
Yeah,
you were locked into it.
It's never fun being the road match.
Yeah. And the 11 plow never came, but that would have been the perfect punish for the table to be like, well, actually, these rolls mean nothing if he doesn't settle here. It would have been funny if Sushant had actually managed to hold the rolled builder until later, connected on his own, and then rolled built to the 11. Wow, dude, what a win that would have been.
Yeah, that would have been. I think that would have brought him to like 11 or 12 points. That he could have pulled off a 12-point win with that actually, potentially. If he got to 9 and then did it, it would be a 12-point win.
That would be very spicy.
Yeah, that would have made some good content.
Good